So today I am going to demo and review this tiny little overdrive from TC Electronic. It's called the Mojo Mojo. It's been out for a long time, for a while, and I had it for a while. Actually, I got it 2 years ago. I wanted to play a gig in the desert, and I wanted to assemble a small pedal board just to travel light. It was in Jordan, in Wadi Rum. That's the place where movies like Dunes were shot, and Martian as well. Star Wars also, an amazing place, and we had a nice private gig there, and it was really nice. So anyway, so I got this Mojo Mojo back then because I didn't want to take my expensive overdrives and pedals there, and plus I didn't want to disassemble my board, so I took a small one. And yeah, it's honestly been sitting on the shelf for a long time. I don't use it much. It doesn't have much love from me, and it's a very nice, well-built pedal. And but I didn't find use for it before. Apart from that gig, we were playing some pop rock stuff, so not my usual cup of tea. And so this is the pedal. I don't know if the camera can focus here. Alright, maybe the other cam is here. So, what does it do? It's I would say it's more of a classic. It's more of a classic overdrive, but it has its own thing. It's its own thing. It's a pedal on its own. It has its own sound. Like. Kind of felt like a Tube Screamer, but it doesn't sound. It has more low end for sure, and there is this voice switch, tiny toggle switch, and when it's up, I noticed that it adds more bass, more low end. When it's down, it's just a normal pedal. The drive controls the gain. The volume is the volume, of course, the level, and you have treble and bass with a nice notch for noon, so you know it's. When it's at noon, it's a notch, and it can go quite loud, and it can actually really drive a clean amp, but I find it more suitable when the amp is on the edge of breakup or just a crunchy amp. It sounds really amazing, and I really enjoyed demoing it today. In fact, I was planning to list this for sale because it doesn't have much love from me. I don't use it a lot. Although I'm a big fan of TC Electronic stuff. I've got the Plethora on my pedal board. I've got Sub and Up Mini, and I've been a fan of their pedals for a long time. But since I got the Plethora, I don't need to have all of their single pedals. But for drives, this is something you don't find in the Plethora. It's actually quite good, and I really enjoyed it. All right, so what do we do here? We're gonna demo the pedal. First, I'm gonna use it into a clean. Harley Benton Tube 15 amp, which is a really nice amp. I have to review it sometime. It's been my go-to amp for quite some time. If you see here, I have my Laney Ironheart Studio behind me, which is a beast. It's a fire-breathing amp, but it can also do lots of cleans and surgical clean, like jazz stuff. It's amazing. But I've been using the Harley Benton single channel with my pedals for quite some time. And yeah, basically that's it. I'm gonna try the pedal first in the Tube 15. Everything on at noon. Just a hint of its onboard spring reverb. Then I'm gonna drive the amp just a little bit to see how it sounds. And after that, we're gonna try also how this thing goes with plugins. So I'm gonna use Neural DSP Plini X on a fairly clean, slightly crunchy setting amp. Amp number 2, I guess. It's a preset I did myself, and it sounds really good, and we're gonna see how this thing sounds with plugins. Alright, that's it. Kind of fuzzy. Can it push a loud driven amp more? So I'm gonna drive the amp more. So basically I'm gonna go full gain. Not full gain, but let's see. This is actually sounds good. Let's try it. Sounds really good. Wow. Okay. Now we're gonna try it with a plugin. So instead of a real tube app, I was using the Harley Benton Tube 15 just a while ago, and now I'm gonna be using this pedal directly into the interface with Neural DSP Plini X fairly clean amp setup. Just a hint of crunch. No reverb, nothing. For now. Notice is that the voice switch does add some bass. More again. I really enjoyed playing it. Strangely, like since the day I got it and after that gig that I told you about, I haven't used it much. And whenever I tried plugging it in, just didn't vibe with it. But today it was really impressive. Maybe I should try also stacking it with other pedals. I'm a fan of stacking overdrive pedals. On my board you can see that, or we don't see it, but on my board you can see that I actually have the Tube Screamer, the Angry Driver, the Triple Rec from Wampla, and an SP compressor from Exotic, which I sometimes use it to push and boost a little bit. So yeah, stacking these things is really awesome. Anyway, it's a really good pedal. It's fairly cheap. It sells for 53 euros in Toman. Don't know, could be like $60, and it's really nice. Really well made. Although I don't use it much, I don't think I'm gonna put it on my board much because the pedals I have kind of get me this range of tone. I mean, with the voice switch up where the bass is more heavy, I can get that fairly easy with the triple rec, although with much more gain. But that pedal can also clean up a little bit. It's a distortion, not an overdrive. This one is an overdrive, so you know the difference between overdrive and distortion. But nevertheless, it's quite a good pedal, and I really enjoyed using it. Yeah, just part of my journey of going minimal. Although I might sound, it's a bit ironic since I've been growing my board more and getting more stuff, and but I'm trying to minimize the tone palette that I have for my sound, so I can focus more on making the music and getting back into the creative part of the journey. And with having lots of plugins and stuff and hardware gear, it's really not easy. So I'm trying to minimize what's on my board, or at least what I have on my board, which is another reason why I got a switcher recently. So I don't want to just stop switching pedals in and out. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, like, share, subscribe, share it to your friends. Hope it gave you a good idea. And don't forget to check my music. It's in my releases, and I'm working on new releases soon. Alright. Thank you for watching. Cheers.